friends. I'm on my way to pickleball again. I just love making videos when I'm on my way to pickleball. I don't know. Tuesdays, I guess I just always have some thoughts that I want to share with you. So the other day I made a video about the importance of focusing on up and out energy. That everything that you experience in this process of healing, everything that's uncomfortable, because these emotions are coming up, they're gonna come up. When you calm the body enough and you make this safe space for it, you're gonna start noticing you get triggered. All of a sudden you just get triggered all over the place, and it's like just abundantly offering you opportunities to heal something. And that's very important. So to start thinking about triggers, every time you're triggered, think of it as an opportunity to heal. Even if you don't heal it that time, it's still an opportunity that's presenting itself. It's telling you that actually you are ready to heal it, and you just need to figure out how. So you have the capacity to heal it, otherwise it wouldn't have presented itself. That's how the universe works. And now it's your job to figure out how to heal it. It's giving you an opportunity to really, this time, really feel that, whatever that emotion is. And so these emotions are really difficult to feel because they're the emotions that we have been running from our whole lives because they were too scary. And I want to I just want to make you aware that a lot of times when you open the deep dark hole, when you first open it, when you first start feeling these feelings, feelings that they start feeling really overwhelming, they actually can feel like life-threatening. They can actually feel like you're gonna die. You might actually have thoughts of, I'm gonna die. If I go in there, I will die. I actually will die. And it's not true. It's your mind. It's your inner child, the little girl, little boy self in you. Because if you felt those things when you were a child, you may not have survived. Because love and safety are crucial. Feeling safe and feeling loved are one and the same when you're a little one. You've heard probably heard the studies about failure to thrive, these orphanages in Russia, I think it was Russia, and kids that were not, these little babies that were never held or touched actually died. It's called failure to thrive. And it just shows you how essential it is, how crucial love is for feeling safe and actually surviving. Your nervous system, your whole body actually has to have love to survive when you're a little baby. And so when you have early life trauma, or even trauma from even before you were born, like when you were a fetus, or ancestral trauma, from what I hear, that all qualifies the same. It's all this kind of stuff of early life trauma. When you have trauma in early life, those feelings, it's trauma because those feelings were too big. They were too big. They actually changed your brain because it had to create defenses to protect you because you could not feel it. You could not handle that as a child. You couldn't. And so when you start, even as an adult, you still have your little child in there. He or she still lives in there. And so when you start opening that hole that you've never looked in before because it was too scary, because you had all these defenses around it, you might actually start having thoughts that you're going to die. If you go in there, you're going to die. It feels life-threatening, and I've used that phrasing before in these videos, but it really does. It feels like you just can't. But So it's really important to keep this up and out energy in mind, because it reminds you that it's temporary. And so it's really important to calm your mind. So that's your mind. Your mind is telling you that you're going to die and that this is life-threatening. You can't do this. You're not strong enough. You're going to, it's too much. It's overwhelming. It's just too much. It's too much. That's your mind. And in this process, I've learned that it's extremely helpful and important to baby your mind a little bit, because your mind, that's your inner child. So be the nurturing mom or dad to that little one. And so what would you say to a little one? Would you say, I know it's scary. I know it's scary. But you're okay. You're gonna be okay. I know it's scary, but you can do this. You can do this. You can feel this. Saying things like that to calm, it really helps. And when you say it, you might notice that your whole body, your whole system calms down, and you might get a lot of but this, but that, and no, and you're gonna get some fighting. You might get some fighting back from your mind, but just keep saying it. Keep saying these things over and over and over again, because yes, this stuff is scary to bring up for the reasons that I just explained. But focusing on calming the mind to calm the body, because when the body and the mind are calm, you will let this stuff come up, and that is the crucial piece, to let it come up so you can feel it and release it. The feeling is the hardest part in my experience. When I hear other people talk about it, I just they make it sound, I guess this is just a judgment that I'm making, a conclusion that I'm making. But it just sounds like it's so easy. Just feel it. Just feel it. Just feel it. Well, when you have a bunch of defenses that you created as a child, it's not that easy. It's not easy to just feel it. It's just not. I still find it difficult, because you still have these defenses. And this process is about trying to work through them, to calm yourself, to comfort yourself, to love yourself through it enough to make it okay, to make your body, mind, and spirit, well, your spirit's always okay, but your body and mind feel okay enough to be brave and let this come up, even though it's scary, even though it's so hard. And I think an important concept, because I have this thing that's like, well, I'm feeling a lot of discomfort. Am I feeling it? Am I feeling the emotion? Since I haven't really felt this emotion, do I really know what it feels like? I have a lot of mind questioning of all this stuff. And a helpful thing to me is to realize that just the act of feeling the discomfort and what we call unpleasant emotions, or what I'm calling an unpleasant emotion, fear, anger, grief, sadness, shame, powerlessness, those are ones that I view as unpleasant. I find them very unpleasant to feel in my body, because I've developed defenses to keep from ever feeling them, which is actually a symptom of dissociation, which is very common, I think, in this illness. But I'll have to make another video on that one. But to just realize that just feeling it, to just feeling and trying, and just not trying, but sitting in the discomfort of the emotion while you're telling yourself you're okay, this is temporary, you're okay, you can feel this, you can do this, you're an adult now, you can feel this, and you're gonna be okay. Just doing that actually is moving. And when you feel an emotion, it is moving. So, because the concept of up and out is really about stagnation versus movement. Anywhere there's movement in the body, there's life, to put it simply. Anywhere there's stagnation in the body, there's death or disease. And so the idea is that, you know, where you have disease, you have stagnated energy, and usually that's emotion. And that's what I'm talking about in this channel, is this all of the stagnated emotion that is your fatigue. Your chronic fatigue is telling you it's time to move. It can't be stagnated anymore. You gotta move it. You've gotta move it. And so just being aware that just the act of doing this comforting, nurturing, to allow yourself to sit, even though you're just sitting, it feels like you're sitting still and you're stuck. But if you're feeling the emotion, it actually is moving. You feel uncomfortable because you've never felt it. You don't want to feel it. It's like, it's what you've always run from. But sitting there and feeling and being okay, feeling the emotion, and you're okay because you're comforting yourself. And even if saying stuff isn't enough, you can just like stroke yourself. If it really gets too intense, you can stroke yourself just like you would a child. It's just like, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. And I know this is hard, and all the things that I said, but sitting in it is actually letting it move, because you're not batting it away. You're not numbing it. You're not, you know, the things that I used to do. It's like, you know, binge watch shows and binge on food, and the things that you use to numb, and these angry defenses. I just like hit myself in the face. I was so angry, so actually sitting in that emotion is letting it move. And it doesn't feel like it, but it actually is. And you'll notice if you sit in it for a while, and it's going to vary, you know, it might be a few hours, it might be a few days, that you're sitting in this what feels like absolute misery, and all of your symptoms get worse. But, you know, I wonder, like, maybe your symptoms don't get worse if you're actually sitting in it and you're feeling the emotion. Maybe the symptoms, I actually don't know. I'll come back to that. But I just wanted to emphasize the importance of this idea of movement versus stagnation. The cause of your illness is stagnation. And movement is the key. Movement of this stagnated energy, these stagnated emotions. And feeling it is moving it. If you feel it, it's moving. And that is a success. So however miserable you feel, you are being successful in that moment. And just keep focused on that, and comforting and nurturing your little girl, little boy self. Okay, I just had a quick message for today, but it's so important. It's so important. So, all right, I am at pickleball now, and I just hope you all have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.